Margaret, a 67-year-old woman, lived alone amid the vast fields of Tennessee. In her heart, she carried a pain nothing could heal. Her husband had long rested in the ground behind the house, but what shattered her heart the most was her grandson, James. At 16, he walked out the door, backpack on his shoulder, eyes burning with anger, then vanished into a world of addiction, crime, and dark streets that never give anyone back. 11 long, endless years. Not one phone call, not one letter, not one trace. Every morning, whether pouring rain or scorching sun, Margaret quietly set the table, not just for herself, but one extra place setting complete. A spotless white plate, fork laid neatly, napkin folded precisely, glass filled to the brim, all reserved for James. For 11 straight years, not a single day missed. The table always ready, as though he had only stepped out to grab something and would walk back in any minute. It wasn't a habit, it was prayer in motion. It was how she kept hope alive in the face of brutal reality. The whole town began to whisper. They called her the crazy old lady. Her daughter drove in from far away, tears streaming, gripping her mother's hands. "Mom, please stop. James isn't coming back. You're torturing yourself over a dream that isn't real." Neighbors shook their heads in pity every time they passed. The pastor, a kind man, sat in her living room, choosing his words carefully. "Sister Margaret, sometimes God's answer is no. Accepting reality is the bravest kind of faith." Margaret looked straight into their eyes, her voice calm, yet solid as stone. "For 11 years, I've heard the devil whisper, 'Quit.' He speaks through the worried voices of my children, through the practical reasoning of neighbors, even through the gentle advice of a well-meaning pastor. But God told me to wait. He has never told me to let go. So I wait." She didn't argue. She didn't explain at length. She simply stated one simple, profound truth. God's voice rings clearer than all the noise around me. When He says wait, I obey. When He says release, then I release. Right now, that plate stays, not because I'm living in delusion, but because I trust God more than my circumstances. That faith didn't waver with emotion. It stood firm. Because she understood clearly, the devil always waits until a person is most exhausted before using logic to crush hope. One bitterly cold winter afternoon, Sarah, a young woman new to town, happened to see Margaret kneeling in the garden, pressing seeds into soil frozen hard as rock. Sarah walked to the fence, voice surprised. "Ma'am, nothing grows in winter. The ground's dead. Those seeds will rot." Margaret looked up, dirt on her face, but eyes strangely peaceful. "Come inside, child. I'll make tea. Let me tell you about God, about winter, and about the devil's favorite lie." Sarah stepped in and immediately noticed the extra plate, still set exactly as always. Margaret sat down, took her hand. "You saw me planting in winter and thought I was foolish, didn't you? It's okay. The whole town thinks so. But have you ever been in a long winter of your own life? Everything dead and dry, no hope of anything growing again?" Sarah nodded, tears falling. She had just gone through a divorce, lost her job, and stopped praying 6 months earlier. Margaret spoke slowly. "I've lived in that winter for 11 years. The devil doesn't come with horns and flames. He comes with logic. Give up, old woman. God's forgotten you. He waits until you're most tired, right at 11:59, to whisper, 'Quit.' But God said wait, so I plant seeds in the ice. Every seed is a declaration. I trust God more than my circumstances. God's delay is not denial. He's preparing something this winter can't yet hold." Sarah listened, heart stirring. She realized she had listened to the devil and nearly given up. That night she whispered, "I'm not quitting yet." The next morning Sarah returned, knelt beside Margaret, and together they pressed seeds into the frozen earth. 3 months passed. Spring arrived. Margaret's garden burst into bloom. Sarah slowly began to find her faith again. Then one ordinary April evening, Margaret was setting the table, 2 plates for her and Sarah, plus the familiar extra one. A knock at the door. She opened it. Her heart seemed to stop. James stood there, thin, eyes sunken, hands trembling. He couldn't speak. He only wept. Margaret didn't scream. She didn't scold. She simply opened her arms, voice breaking. "Your plate is on the table, son. It's always been there, waiting for you." Margaret still plants seeds in winter. When anyone asks why, she smiles, places a seed in your hand and says, "God told me to wait. So I waited." Maybe tonight you're in your own winter. Prayers stretch on, answered only with silence. That silence makes you think God has abandoned you. The devil keeps whispering, "Quit. It's pointless." His voice sounds so familiar it feels like your own. But listen clearly. God's silence is not his absence. His delay is not his denial. Don't let the devil trick you into quitting at 11:59. Miracles usually arrive at midnight. Keep the plate on the table. Keep planting in the frost. Your spring is drawing near.